On May 15, 2025, the United States Supreme Court issued a significant ruling on how courts are going to analyze the use of force. Specifically, are they allowed to use the moment of threat, or do they have to look at totality of the circumstances? Now, the name of this case is Barnes v. Felix. So I actually have a video from the incident. I'm going to show it to you now, and then we're going to discuss the case.
The reason you're being stopped today is because your vehicle alerted to outstanding tow violation. You have your driver's license proof insurance with you? Sir? I understand that, but it has outstanding tow violation. When did you put the vehicle?
About a week ago.
About a week ago?
It's actually rented my girlfriend's name.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It's actually rented in my girlfriend's name. I'm on the way to get it washed and turn it back in.
Okay. What's her name?
Sorry, Lucy.
Okay. You have your driver's license?
I'm watching the car and turning it in.
Is there anything in this vehicle I need to know about? Okay. Don't go digging around. I smell marijuana. Is there any marijuana in the vehicle? Don't dig around. Don't dig around. Don't dig around. Okay. Do you have anything, any identification on you? Okay. Sure, go ahead and pop the truck for me. Okay. Go ahead and put that paper off to the side for me. Go ahead and shut that for me. Don't fucking move! Don't fucking move! Watch out, 14, shots fired! Shots fired! Let the shots fire! Let the shots fire! I think that's HFD now! Southbound Beach Net.
Now that we saw the video, let me put some context to the video. The officer winds up stopping Barnes for suspected toll violations. When he stops the car, obviously you see what happens. As Barnes goes to drive away, the officer jumps on the sill of the vehicle and he winds up firing into the car. Now, when the Fifth Circuit looked at this case, they said at the time the officer pulled the trigger, the moment of threat, the use of deadly force was justified. But are courts allowed to only consider the moment of threat, or they have to look at the whole picture or the totality of circumstances? And United States Supreme Court said that when we look at use of force incident, the courts have to look at the totality of the circumstances. Specifically, this is what the court said. Most notably here, the totality of circumstances inquiry into use of force has no time limit. Of course, the situation at the precise time of the shooting will often be what matters most. It is, after all, the officer's choice in that moment that is under review. But earlier facts and circumstances may bear on how a reasonable officer would have understood and responded to the later ones. What the court is simply saying is that we're allowed to use the information leading up to the use of force. What information do we possess to help shape our perceptions to believe that use of force was necessary or the use of force was not necessary? The court went on to say prior events may show, for example, why a reasonable officer would have perceived otherwise ambiguous conduct of a suspect as threatening, or instead, they may show why such an officer would have perceived the same conduct as innocuous. The history of the interaction, as well as other past circumstances known to the officer, thus may inform the reasonableness of the use of force. So when the courts look at a use of force, now they're going to look at the whole picture, the totality of circumstances. So what information did you possess beforehand that is going to help shape your perception of the event as it unfolds? So what is the case takeaway? It's very important whenever we have a use of force incident, we document all the information we possess leading up to the use of force, because remember, that information we have is going to help shape our perception to determine if the use of force was objectively reasonable, necessary, and proportional to the threat as we perceived it. Now, I do want to point out one thing. The United States Supreme Court did not address the issue of whether an officer's own conduct actually created the need to use force. So that issue was not addressed in this particular case.